Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Assassin's Creed. I mean Overlord. Overlord. I got confused for a second there. So yeah, there's a silent order here. He mentioned something about it earlier too, but they're hanging out in the city.
The city's infested.
And we ended up here because you kind of forgot to record, or you didn't know the place was relevant.
Yeah, I was wandering around and randomly found the place to go, and then I just hit the record button. Anyway, everyone else is running away, including that one monk, because they're scared of the zombos. That's what he was trying to mime to us. Yeah, he was trying to mime to us that there were zombies.
But that's adorable.
But you know, the zombies never stopped me. Never know how. Oh, I guess I should mention real quick. I have beaten this game now. I'm done with it, and I've also watched a speedrun, so I know all sorts of things I could be doing better. So I'll have way better corrections to my play. Like here, we once again run into these birds, which you absolutely can manipulate by taking their eggs. But you know, that's not really my style. I'd rather do things in the most torturously slow way possible. And once again, you can see the blues are completely useless as breaking anything, to the point where I will break it for them.
That's just sad.
You just can't find good help these days.
Also, I do see, I was gonna ask, but I do see that they can equip themselves.
Yes, they can. That guy has shoulder pads. So once again, you can see they like really try to hint it heavily. They've got all the dodo bird carcasses there. The idea is you take the egg, you lead it over there. The dodo birds like fight with the hydra. But what do you think I'm going to do, Nico?
You're going to go pick up some browns and.
No, that's too good of a plan. And also there's
circle.
Water in the way. So I leave 8 there to revive. Well, I tried to send 12 up to the wheel, but 3 of them get bit or go to fight him. So, and also, something that I learned at this moment that I had forgotten from earlier, when he eats one, it is beyond revival. There's a number of large enemies that when they devour something or crush something, it's blown to pieces basically, and there isn't a body to be revived.
And
but you know, they're doing. Hey, look, they've taken a sliver of his health off, and I've only lost 7. You know, they'll revive those, and it'll be like I never lost any. So yeah, if anyone out there is actually playing this game, don't do this. Use the dodo eggs, or what are they called, boombo or something like that. But yeah, use their eggs, get them to fight that thing for you. Because yeah, you can't get browns over there because you got water between you and that gate's closed until you turn that.
And your fireball does not reach.
No, it's too far away. Yeah, my over-reliance on the fireball doesn't even really start until I get an upgrade to it later.
So let's try this again. No
See,
more blues.
now I have the right idea here. I'm trying to tempt them into going over there, but they won't pay attention to just a minion. And like I said, when I played this, I did not know that I could target that hive or nest or whatever and take an egg. So we're about to see you know, a very different approach to problem solving than the creators intended. But blues are very fun to use in battle because even if you're losing, you feel like you're not losing as quickly as you do with other minions, you know?
So you are just going to kill him.
I mean, what better... If there's a method aside from brute force that you can use to kill this boss, you can go ahead and tell me, Nico, because I couldn't figure it out at the time.
But you told me what the method was.
Yeah. Like I said, partly I just realized it when we were recording the other part, and partly I've watched other people that had actually, you know, figured out what to do.
But you're more than halfway through, so this...
Yeah, he's gonna die, and it only cost me like 40 minions. It actually is kind of worth it because there's a bunch of gold behind him, so... And that... Yeah, there you can see that whole like center mass thing at work that I'm always going on and on about.
Mm-hmm.
He's almost dead.
Almost there.
Almost. Hey, we got him. Okay, and I've got 13 minions left, and
It's a bit sad that you
Sure.
don't actually get anything for defeating him.
You get access to those gold bags though, which is important.
Well, I mean, you don't get like some extra power up or something like that.
Well, the only thing that they'd normally give you for something like that would be minion orbs, life force. But yeah, I thought the last one that we killed did, but maybe I am misremembering.
Maybe.
So yeah, once you're done with that long and terribly painful moment, we can finally open the gate. And they show us a little cutscene of it because.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, poison bugs. How nice.
No regular bugs. But yeah, blues revive skills make me happy. But their fighting skills
are depressing.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd figure they, like, even with webbed fingers, they'd be able to, like, maybe throw a rock or something. They're way more useless than that. Bunch of zombos up there and a new spawn pit, so clearly gonna have to do some fighting. But first I have to get all this gold out of the water.
Money takes priority.
Yeah, I mean, money or minions, which are you gonna choose?
And you have too few.
No, I mean, I do and I don't. There's 7 on that one that only needs 5, basically. But also, now that I've got things on dry land, I don't need to... Oh yeah, and I was also figuring out where I needed to go and what I needed to do and all that. But yeah.
And where they were actually going to take it blindly and get themselves killed again.
And one of them did, because, and yeah, they can't even figure out this S-curve here, basically, so I have to move it to an easier location. But there are some things that when you have a certain number, that's the maximum that can go on there, like the 12 minion wheel. Only 12 minions can go on there. But
there's only this much place.
But with objects that they carry, typically you can do up to 2 more than the minimum, and they'll move faster than.
Just like Pikmin.
Yes, just like when I say this game is evil Pikmin, I mean they brought their own flavor to it with the whole fantasy setting and all that, but it really is gameplay wise evil Pikmin. But before you go,
get more rounds, kill some sheep.
Yeah. Before you go trying to carry gold around, there's some
Zombos.
Some zombos to kill. I put the blues there hoping that they will revive any browns that down themselves.
Oh,
And
and
once
there's
again,
something
zombies
shiny.
are basically the easiest to kill enemy for the rest that we'll see for the rest of the game, outside of maybe more bugs that we see.
Congratulations, sire. You have found a new domination.
So yeah, these spells, some of them they like the level 1 stuff. They just leave out in the open, but there's like higher level versions of them, which you have to kind of actually go find. And I'm going to admit that I never use any spells outside of the
Outside
fireball
of the
one.
fireball.
But I will say I have actually read up on this a little bit, and the Berserk one, which basically boosts your minion's attack, is actually very key to playing the later boss fights well. Especially because you can combine it with the greens, which do that insane assassination damage.
What does the domination one do? You can...
Domination, I believe, is about like enemy minions, basically low-level enemies will not fight you, if I remember correctly. Like they'll fight for you.
It's always such a useless thing. It's like, why would you be interested in making weak enemies your slaves?
Usually it is. In this game, I could point out a few instances where it'd be nice, because they're sending just like wave after wave of weak enemies against you while you're trying to focus on a big guy. And if you could just, instead of bothering with them, just hit the domination button and take them over, if that's actually what that does, which is what I believe it does. Oh, that's where I'm supposed to go. Oh, there.
That's
well,
what you need
anyway.
the fire for.
Yeah, but that's where the forge is, which I never found actually in my playthrough. So sorry, people. I missed that somehow. Unless I did go down there in my playthrough just off camera, which is also possible. But anyway, now we're in Heaven's Peak. This is the city, and as you can see, it's not just all Zombos, but there's a knight that wants to fight me for some reason.
That was a bad idea on his part.
And none of the townsfolk do, but...
He did come to greet you.
And here I was trying to take care of the switch, but of course another fallen knight decided. So this is just how you open up the city so you don't have to go through the sewers again. You lower the drawbridge.
Good. Now they're open
Yeah.
to the zombie invasion.
Ugh. And now we get a close-up of Terrible Face.
Thank you, Lord. Since Sir William returned from his last crusade, the city has spiraled into chaos. There are zombies everywhere. Some say demons too. And we even had to cancel the royal wedding.
Some young harlot, I imagine, with full breasts and an empty head.
Could you look into it, Lord? I should stay here. Do what I can for these folks. Some are as frightened to go as they are to stay.
Well, that's just typical of her. I mean, of her type, sire. A silly little wench, too daft to know what she's getting herself into.
So William
Methinks that Rose might know the betrothed to the paladin.
I love their off-center eyes.
Yeah. And I just, why do they give us these close-ups? Do it from a farther away shot. I know you're proud of the modeling you did, but it's bad. Yes, and there they tell you to go get the smelter, which I just saw like right before I walked out, but never do. And that guy will tell you that every single time you walk past him.
in a magical forge below the city. I don't know about that.
Ooh, an object. I like objects.
I do love
doesn't
how
like
they
that.
have like this one model of a fat guy that they dressed up in a few different ways, but they still have the exact same like default pose.
And voice actor.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, and right now the friendly NPCs are just standing in the way. So my minions can't get the spell to the portal until they decide to mill about somewhere else. So I destroy their marketplace.
They're completely They're like completely unimpressed by what you're doing.
Yep. Nobody cares. 0 fucks are given. And there's another knight who was just hanging out over there, but now wants to fight. Oh, wait, no he doesn't.
Remember anything about this place. Brown.
Also, that was me forgetting how to control browns instead of blues. There's some zombos down there, but I'm gonna need reds. Hiya!
You choose all.
And hey, look, they got it a little farther, but now there's a blockade of NPCs. Rough edges on this game. Lots of rough edges. A good amount of content, though. Like, for the kind of game that it is, it's actually decently long, and I didn't 100% it or anything. And I didn't even do everything. Like I said, just a second ago. But, this is a little bit of wandering around, to be honest. I'm trying to figure out if there's ways I can go that don't have fire in them, but clearly, for whatever reason, they want you to get out fire minions. Having played the rest of this, there's no real reason. They just, I guess, want to remind you that those exist and they're a thing you should have. I suppose it could be possible that you could have gotten here without fire minions? Maybe? And then they want to make sure that you go back and get them before you do this?
Maybe.
I guess it's possible.
So William doesn't care about this city anymore.
But like the whole thing about the people stopping you in your tracks because they just stand in the way. That's something they should have thought about
Quickly in playtesting, because it's not like a bizarre combination of coincidences that leads to it. It's
yeah, they
something...
designed a mission where you're going through a town.
Right. They put that spell right in that town, which is full of NPCs, and some of them are supposed, to be honest, one part of it is because some of them are supposed to run out of the city, and they just failed the trigger to run out of the city.
Again, testing.
Right. But even with that, there's others that don't run out of the city, and
they will still impede your progress.
Yeah. Like I said, they should have. If I would, back when we were talking about this, because I just watched the episode that you just uploaded. I think that they should have made it so that you have to apply enough minions to it, but then they like lift it into the air and it magics back to your base. You know.
Or maybe at least have a no clip set to everything in your path that is living.
Yes.
That is a way that can be done.
That's a good idea.
Even freaking Rule of Rose, as broken as it was smart enough to set no clip onto the dog, so he can actually pass through the enemies when he's searching for something.
Yeah. That would have
instead of actually having to go around them, which would make it unbearable.
Yes, indeed.